All praises to the Most High YAHAWAH. Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters. Shalom. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here. Please give me a one if you can hear me and see me well. Please give me a one if you can hear me and see me well. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. Thank you so much. Brethren, it is good. It is good to be here. It is very, very good to be together and to watch the glory of the Most High, to study together and see what the Most High had for us. Because in these brothers, it is said that knowledge will be increased. Okay, we thank every single one of you that made it here today, and it's not an easy task. Okay, serving the Most High is probably the hardest things you're going to do in your life. You're going to get attacked left and right. If you're a newcomer here, everything gonna turn into hell for you. Every time you fast, you're gonna get the most attack. Why? Because you're at the lowest point, you're at the weakest point. That's when they choose to strike you and attempt to make you break the fast and make you break your vow. And we learned yesterday, brethren, that a vow is a very serious thing. Okay, Bartimaeus, he was born blind. He had a limb, a seeing eye sheep, so to speak. He had two little does, and his mother, his daughter, and his father fell ill. He promised the Most High to sacrifice those animals that he hold dear unto him. And when the day of the sacrifice, he didn't back up. Okay. Although in new books they say he said, "Oh, it will not be hard." In this book, he said it will be a hard thing, but he kept his word. All right. We have more. The Most High is releasing more and more information unto us, beloved. Okay. And after this book, if the Most High willing, we'll go to one of our another book. We'll go to another book that the Most High has been released unto us, and hopefully we finish this book, beloved. It's just so much things going on out there, brethren. It's just I really don't have the time to make everything. I wish I could, but I really don't have the time to put everything together and then do lessons and all that and all those things. Although I told people I'm not a teacher, I'm not a leader. I don't do nothing. I just read things. You understand, you understand. You don't, oh, well, you don't understand. you know. Again, thank you, beloved, for being here. Thank you for all of you that doing the work of the Most High, man. Everybody, every single person here, whether you're watching live or you're watching on the replay, you are fulfilling the Most High's will. Okay, you are fulfilling the Most High's prophecy. You are part of prophecy. Congratulations on fulfilling Most High's prophecy. When the Most High say knowledge will be increased, it meant upon all of us, Jews, okay, and Gentiles alike, that choose to follow and answer the call. Again, like we said, a call was made. You answered. Some of them they sent the Most High to message. Some of them sent the Most High, block the Most High number, but you answer the call. Okay, so now, and because you answer the call, you've been assigned to certain things. Again, beloved, don't trouble yourself too much. Don't trouble yourself too much with this thing, because the moment you are awake, you give yourself unto the Most High, then you're out of Babylon, and let the Most High do his work. Do not stand in his way, brothers. There's one thing you should never do to the Most High, is to stand in his way. How do you stand in the Most High way? Well, by trying to do the work, by trying to overstep your boundaries, by taking the Most High glory, by saying, "Oh, I come up with this, I come up with that, I did this, I was there, I did." You didn't do anything. The Most High use you, the Most High use me, use all of us. A lot of people, tell you the truth, they always send email or mail. I receive a beautiful mail from our brothers and sisters. These podcasts, being here together with the family, bring them a lot of joy. It fills their hearts with joy. A lot of people are happy to be here. That means they are doing the Most High's will. They are respecting what the Most High said in Psalm 46:10, if I'm not mistaken. Be at peace, watch me, and then they're on a high vibration. When you're on a high vibration, brothers, and again, you will fall in low vibration like here and there, but you're not supposed to bask and stay in there. When you're in a high vibration, brothers, the Holy Spirit is in the midst of you, is in the midst of your house. You will receive the message better. And the message, beloved, they go by multiple ways. People think like, oh, the so-called Christians, they only have prophetic dreams. Prophetic dreams, prophetic. I have a prophetic vision and stuff. When the Most High sent His word by His children, by everything you're doing in life right now, it's the word of the Most High. Pay attention. Pay attention. The Most High will fill your lives with messages, His messages. You may not be understand, although you shouldn't be understand every message that He sent to you, but acknowledge it. Say all praises to the Most High. I received the message. I don't understand it though, but I receive it. In meantime, when the Most High when He choose to reveal unto me what it meant, and I will understand it. His will, there's nothing I can do. This is His will. Okay, brethren. So in this book, we are going to see certain things in the other books that we'll study, brothers. Every book have a little knowledge in it, beloved. You may not like the book. You may not like the book because it's graphic. There is I don't know. I don't know. You still have that Christian stuff in it. Somebody is doing what is come natural for a men and women to do. And then oh, you're upset because of that. And you shouldn't read this book. The Most I will never ordain a book that have certain stuff in it. When the Bible is overloaded, that thing is loaded. It's triple X with these things. That's why we know for a fact they remove certain scene and certain things. Okay, you read this book, brothers. There is nothing in it, man. You read this book, and then when you read another book, you're like, wow, this connect exactly with the other book that I just read. It's the truth. That's what that is, brothers. There's nothing I can do. I cannot gloss over. That's what they did in the church for you. They gloss over the truth. They pass it, dry cleaning and repass and ironing the truth, make it all well and good for you. And then when you come here, and then when our people are speaking, and then it's a problem for you now. Okay, well, you're speaking different. You're not giving me that church vibe. Where's your music? Was that very soft, calming voice. And why people are laughing and mocking people, that's all we do here. We do what all fathers do. We laugh in righteousness and we mock your ass in righteousness. You come over here, try to tell us what to do. We literally take a spiritual trash lid and hit you in the head with all our might and kill you. Like to hell with you if you come over here and try to distract us. Listen, all books, brothers, every single one of them, they have knowledge in them. Every single movies, they have knowledge in them, brothers. They have. And I'm watching certain things, certain movies, and you know, certain movie that I watched ages ago. And I find out that, wait a minute, this movie, wow, you got to be kidding me. This movie, it's all about us. Look at this movie. The king is wearing the breastplate of Aaron as it right in front of him. This movie come a long time ago, and now I'm noticing those things. It's knowledge, brothers. It's knowledge. Okay. Now, beloved brothers, sisters, let us go ahead. Let us go. Let us check the books. Let us read. Now, if you want this book, beloved, um, please can somebody check? There's a link in the description. Is it working? It should be a link in there. I'm still receiving emails about our folks asking if I can send them the book. It's already in the description. Let me see. I don't know if it's working. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Is the link is downloadable? Is it can you download the book? Did you check it? Because I'm not quite sure. Because to me it is working where I'm at. But uh, yeah. So anyway, this book, The Prince of the House of David, okay, now 1851 edition. Again, beloved, anytime you are buying a book, when you buy the oldest you can find a book that the 1800. We just purchased a book that is from 1742. This book, the first edition, was printed in 1742, and the fellow that sell it to us, I don't know if he removed things in it, but he made it, he bind it, he made it all pretty again. But this book was printed in 1782. um uh, it's all good in there. So buy the books that from the 1700, the 1800, all right, the early 1900, 1960s, 1970s, anything that is revised, the third, fourth edition, you can buy them if you buy the first edition, and then you'll be able to, through the spirit, and then you go through, you see what they remove. Again, this is The Prince of the House of David. The link is in the description, brothers, okay. And this is from the 1851. This book is 165 years old. We'll go to letter 8. We'll make mistake, brothers. Make no mistake, you will make mistake. Okay. All right. So if you get this, brothers, okay. Thank you, beloved sister Trice Workman. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for confirming that unto us. So we will make mistake, we will do things, because those people, they do things like that. They put stumbling block in front of you to make you fail. And then if you fail, you give glory to the Most High. Say, yay, I did fall. I made a mistake. Glory to the Most High. It's been recorded, and then the Most High will question those people in the end of days, like, why did you do this to my children? The Most High will question them, man. Beloved, let us move. This is letter 8. Let me see. I stopped in letter 12. Wow. I didn't know I was that far. Letter 8. We are going to meet the Lazarus family, okay. In the good book, there's multiple Lazarus, okay. And there is a Lazarus. He was a scribe, and he was, quote unquote, a record keeper. And then there's a Lazarus, a beggar. The reason why they confuse everything in the Bible, they did this on purpose. So when something happened, you don't know which Lazarus they are talking about. Was it the beggar? Was it Lazarus the scribe? And if it was Lazarus the scribe, I mean, the guy is a scribe, a writer. He must have wrote a book. And I think somebody sent me the book of Lazarus. I look at it, but I cannot find. I'm not too good at finding books. Whoever is good at finding the oldest book of Lazarus, the 1800 one, that would be good. You know, So now, brothers, this is the sister meeting the Lazarus family. You will see, for those of you who read the book, the Pillar of Fire, you will see a very similar scene, a very similar situation that's in there, when the family, when they actually met the family. And then you will see the way the families are talking, and then you will know which tribe they came from. You will see their work, and then you understand, okay, they're from this tribe, then they're from that tribe. Then let us begin, brethren. This is page 105, 107, okay. Page 107, letter 8. This is from the book. Also the PDF has it, okay. All right, now let us keep on moving, brothers. They took that out. They took all of this out from the new version. They took all of that out. They don't put this out. They take the little, they put my dear father, that's it. And the next following, they took that out. The very kind manner in which you have received my communications respecting the extraordinary prophet, now drawing all Judea after him into the wilderness, and the assurance that I can obtain from you your wisdom, learning, and piety, a solution of all difficulties, and a true guide to the truth, prompt me to continue freely in detailing the relation of events that have passed under my experience. So this is the daughter, Adina. She's writing to the father in Alexandria. And remember the last time we stopped, brothers, we stopped at the event at the pool where the Archangel Raphael came in and smite the pool, and then so the people will get physically healed. And I would say this, brothers, if you go anywhere and even in your house or you go somewhere and you say the prayer, oh, give me a second. Excuse me. And then if you see the pool like or like a still water start bubbling, go straight ahead. Take a bath or take a whatever, and then because the water is the most I bless the water. If you have a pool and all of a sudden you came out of the house and that pool bubbling, give the most I praise and glory. Take a dip. Whatever disease that you have will cure, and then take. Hopefully, you can have your whole family, bathing in there, and then you have all the neighbors, everybody in the hood, everybody that passing by that have disease, you have them bathing there, and then you let them give the glory to the Most High. Hopefully, one of us can do this. I mean, it's a pool, a standing water. Okay, it's not like a river, but a standing water. All right. So she wrote to the father, and then she said, like, I see now that you wrote kindly, that you start to understand the amount of things that's going on and the truth that I'm seeing with my eyes. And she said again, I shall in my account of the marvelous occurrence that I have witnessed, and may yet witness, not only convey to you, not only convey to you the impressions made upon my own mind, but upon the minds of many others of the wise and learned, and great who also have heard and seen these things. And she said, Daddy, I am going to I am going to walk you step by step to see the expression, the the mark that those events left in my mind, in the mind of the learned, in the mind of the invalids, the scumbag, the stupids, the rejects, and the mind of all the people that the one that witnessed this. I have to tell you in detail so you will understand what those things do. And those are certain of those things that happen. Thus, you will have the weight of many testimonies, which you will doubtless hold in respect in proportion to the dignity and wisdom and rank of the person. They took all that part out in the book. In the new edition, they took all of that out. And then they put, my last letter ended with an account of the woman escort under the authority of the young woman centurion, who, as I have before written to you, with so much courtesy, proffered his protection to our little party. The day was yet early. Okay, so last time when they stopped, that's when they were heading. Barabbas is in the wilderness, swagger jacking people. He took a group of people that just came from baptism and talking to John. Man, he stole all their money. He take everything that they have, their clothes, their sandals. He sent them back. He swagger jack a bunch of women courier messengers. Man, he killed them, which you weren't supposed to do this. He killed them. He stole all their messages. They had nothing but sticks, man. Wall of paper, papyrus. They had no money. He took all of them and then he killed them. Barabbas was doing a lot of things. Yeah, he was a cold-hearted bastard, man. Barabbas didn't care about anything because the Mosai put him there to do those things. And there's a reason for that. There is a reason. So now the people cannot travel safe because that fellow Barabbas is in the wilderness, and then nobody really do know how he looks like. For all I know, for all we concerned, Barabbas was probably this scumbag with that knife that was cutting people through so he can get in the pool and then he heal himself. And then when you read the story, it's like the people barely get in the pool. All those killing and murdering, like a few people actually get in the pool. So Barabbas was giving those people a hell of a lot of trouble back then. So now, um, they sent the woman, okay. They sent the woman centurion to go over there and then to guide them and to bring them to John the Baptist. Okay, the Mosai sent so-called a Gentiles to guide his children and protect them in the wilderness to go get the word. And they took this part out, okay? They took that part. The sun not having got more than an hour and a half above the Arabian hill. You know why they took that out? You know why they took the sun not having got more than an hour and a half high above the Arabian hills. They took that out because of the word Arabian hills. How the hell you are in Judea, you are in Jerusalem, you are in Israel, and then there is the Arabian hills in there, the hills of Arabia. It's like, well, you're not. What the hell is this? Why are you in Arabia? Or you? The hill of Arabia is in Israel. And she said not even an hour. That means it's very close to her. She can see it. That means the place in the Middle East that they have over there. When you try to connect, you say, wait a minute. Saudi Arabia is Saudi Arabia is like in another way on another part. How the hell did she saw the Arabian hills? And she said hills, not mountain, brothers. Not mountains. She said hills. So it's common that it's something that is very common. That means it didn't happen in the place they told you it happened. That's why they took that out. In the new version, they took that out, okay? Because you cannot be in Jerusalem and see Arabia, Saudi Arabia at the same time. It's like it doesn't make sense. It's way too like what the hell, you know? So and the air was at the buoyant elasticity, so agreeable to breathe, and which strikes me as one of the peculiar blessing of this holy land of our fathers. You heard that what she said, brothers? Let me read this to you. The air was of that buoyant elasticity, so agreeable to breathe, and which strikes me as one of the peculiar blessing of this holy land of our fathers. She said the air is so breathable. It's so good to breathe. Try to be in a freaking desert where the heat is like above 100 and then breathe, say, wow, this is so cool, pleasant. No, man, your tongue will be sticking out. You'll be like, this is horrible here. I can't breathe. This air too hot and stuff. That's what's going on in that Middle East place that they told you. But when she's talking out, she's talking about like she's describing like the mountain, the Rocky Mountain. It feels that that's what she's describing. She's describing the Rocky Mountain in Colorado and all the way over there in West Coast and so that's what she's describing. And then those people make it seems like she's describing that desert over there. No, that's not what that is. And they remove this they remove this part, okay? She's describing the fourth part. They remove this part that we're going to read, and you'll see why. They remove. In Egypt, there is a want of life in the torrid air at this season. Define that word torrid. 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 I didn't say the moderators things because it's too much, too busy. I thought I would have had time to do it like this, but it's too much. Torrid. 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 Parch. Dried. Listen, brothers, listen. This is why those people, they took that out. Torrid, parch, dry with heat as a torrid plain or desert, violently hot, burning or parching as torrid heat. Very hot, hot. It's a super hot. Torrid. She said, they remove again, they remove of the. In Egypt, there is a want of life in the torrid hair at this season. So the torrid hair, the super hot hair in Egypt that we do not experience here. That we do not here experience as I walked along. I felt as I would gladly mount the Arabian desert and fly across the sandy seas of Edom. She said the super heat that we experience in Egypt, it's not like this here. It's peaceful, it's beautiful, and then because the land is lush. The land is beautiful. And then when you go in the Middle East, every single country are the same. Super heated deserts. They took that out. Okay. Fly across the seas, the sandy seas of Edom, with the fleetness which amazes me whenever I see the children of the desert, desert ride. For a board of 30 came near us from a gorge of we approached Bethany, and after watching us a few moments, scoured away into the recess of the hills like the wind, as the detachment of a score of our woman escort was ordered to gallop towards them. So when they were in the desert and a wilderness going on passing, and then they saw the children of Edom, and then they came in close to them, tried to rob them, and then the women's again, which is the same one, run towards them and then scared them, so they retreat. And then the woman soldiers came back, and then they were moving towards them. The next part has been taken out. Okay, they took that part out. um They took this part out, and then you understand why they took that part out. They took this part. Upon this, Rabbi Amos said that we are fortunate in having such strong protection, for this party of the children of Esau would otherwise have attacked and plundered us. As they are, they won't do every party of Israelites they fall in with. And the recent concourse so many people to the Jordan has drawn them boldly near Jerusalem, say the Roman centurions, in great numbers to lay wait for and rob them. They took that part out. Why do they took that part out? Because he says that they don't want the people to know that for this party of the children of Esau will otherwise have attacked and plunder us, because they were the children of Esau. They were, because just like Jacob has 12 sons, Esau has 12 dukes. Each Esau is the Edomites, each of them, each of the tribe, they live in a place, each of them has a skills. The Eliphaz is really good with sword. Okay, there's another good that's really good with arrow. Some of them, each of them has their own skills. So there's one of them, their skills is on fleet of horses and stay in the desert. Again, just like we have 12 tribes, they have 12 dukes. It's a copy thing, okay? There are certain things they can, a tribe can do, a certain tribe can. He's an archer. One tribe, I believe, uh, Amaleks or the merchants. Amaleks is like the one that do the merchandise and stuff like that. Each of them, they have something. Each of them, they live in a part of the place. Okay, each of them. So the one that they meet in the desert, those are the plunder robbers, and they were waiting for people. Now, the reason why they've been in the desert is because they heard, one, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of traffic in the desert that they are going, so they are waiting until they saw the woman, and then they back off. So the woman, they are Edomites too, but they're from another tribe. Okay, they from another tribe. They are the woman. They got a specific skills. I forgot the skills, but they are from from a different dukes. Okay, they are the dukes, the 12 dukes of Edom. Okay, the woman's from another book, the book, The Empire of the Edomites. Read that book. So, thus, the hostility which began between the patriarch Jacob and the patriarch Esau has never yet been healed. They took that out. Yes, the women are good in warfare. All right, thank you. Okay, each tribe has their own stuff. Just the women are like the Gadites. They are the warriors class. Okay, the women soldiers. They are, excuse me, they are the warrior class. All right, and then one of the dukes were like the Levites. It's a copycat thing. Okay, it's a copy thing. The Levites and between the so-called Edomites or the so-called the Catholic Church, the one that do the religious stuff. That's why they call themselves. They have Levites' name. They call themselves Moses, Aaron, Jesse. They call themselves Thomas. They call themselves just like ours. So, and a tribe, I believe the name of that tribe, I forgot the name of it. I got the Jesuit. Yeah, the Jesuits, those are the Levites from the Edomite children. Okay. It's always a copy. They copy each other from the day that's why we had two Noah. we had two Noah, two Methuselah, two Lamech. That's why you have Lamech of Cain and you got Lamech of Seth, because they that's what they do, brothers. They always name themselves and take them. They name all the good part at you, like you, and then all the bad part they put it on somebody else. This is not me. That's why you could never know who those people are. When Lamech and the book of Lamech of Cain, a horrible book, brothers. If you all those little dally dillies, you don't want to read a book that have all graphic thing in it, please don't read the book of Lamech of Cain. And the book of Lamech of Cain, beloved, Lamech was looking for his mother, and that's why we got two Enoch. Okay, we got Enoch of Seth and Enoch of Cain. We got the city of Enoch, Atlantis, and we got the city of Enoch, the opposite of Atlantis. All right, so to cause confusion, so you got Lamech of Cain and Lamech of Seth. Lamech of Cain actually, in the book of Lamech of Cain, went to the children of Seth. He went to Jared. Brother Jared told him, listen, man, your father Cain did a hell of a lot. The Most High will not have respect on your sacrifices. He begged Jared. Jared teach him how to pray. Jared teach him how to repent from his sin. Jared teach him like never ever kill anybody in your life. And he never did until at the end of his life. He actually in the book of Joshua, and then he ended up killing Cain. And he killed, again, this is in the book of Joshua, he ended up killing Cain, his father. He killed Tubal Cain, his son, and then he cut off the bloodline of Cain. The curse that the Most High say, whoever killed Cain, whoever put their hands on Cain, I will come after that person sevenfold. Which means the Most High say, I will have a perfect judgment upon you. So Lamech of Cain was the one who killed his father. He killed his son, and then the judgment was perfect upon himself. So that's what it says in the book of Joshua. So there's two Lamech, and then in the 12th tribe of Israel, you got 12 dukes of 12 dukes of Esau. Okay, Esau is the brother of Jacob. It's a whole thing, brothers. Okay, now. Thus, the hostility which began between the patriarch Jacob and the patriarch Esau has never yet been healed. It never healed. That's why till this day, brothers, that's why till this day, those people still hating us. They still killing us and beating us. It never healed. They don't like us. We don't like them. They don't love us. We don't love them. Okay. Has never been healed, but rankles in the bosom of their descendants. It's true. It rankles in our descendant. They got multiple tribe, brothers. They got multiple dukes. That's why the dukes of Edom, okay, a lot of them, they went to different tribe where different all people are, and then they took their land. The dukes, I believe the 12 dukes, one of the dukes went on South America, and then they took over the land of Brazil, where they have the Zebulonites and Asherites, and then they spawned them. And then one of the dukes, and they went under Australia. They occupied this. That's why you got Australia. I still have that little British flag, that little thing, that little stuff. Those are a tribe. And some of the dukes went in Scandinavia, and they swagger jack the Vikings, the stuff. Some of the dukes went in Africa. Some of the dukes went in Caribbean. 12 dukes, they went and swagger jack the 12 tribes. They replaced them. They took everything they have, but they are still the descendant of Esau. Just like us, brothers, they don't all look the same. Some of them look like you, a chocolate Edomite. They just look like you, but they're from another tribe. They are the same people. It's the same thing, brothers. We cannot. And when you start studying this thing, you're like, man, this thing is way go deeper than that, man. That's like, they go deeper than that. Some of them, another tribe went into North America. They swagger jack the so-called the northern people in Alaska and Canada and all that. Some of them, they go in certain other places. They swagger jack people. Okay, all right. Even to this day, and still, she said, even to this day, those people hated each other. Even to this day, that wasn't her. They still, Esau hateth Jacob because of the blessing wherein his father blessed him. That's a quote she quote here. The women greatly admired the horsemanship of these children of Esau, and upon the heavy horses armed with their iron armor, it would have been in vain to have followed them to their retreats. They took that out. They are the same people, okay? Those type of Edomites, they are from a different tribe. They are dukes. Their tribe, they are fast horsemen. The horses are a hell of a lot faster, okay? And the women admired them. The women, they dress in giant freaking armor, and the horses are way too heavy. They could not follow those tribes. Okay, just like you got the northern kingdom fighting the southern kingdom, the children of Esau, they have the same thing too. They had they have those Amalekites fighting the Eliphazites. That's why till this day they're still like that, brothers. That's why they say, Hesh will not replace us. Hesh will not replace us. Hesh will, you big nose Hesh mother lovers out there, we hate your guts. But the moment it comes, beloved, to kill those the children of the light, the children of Jacob, Eliphaz, and the dukes of Amalekites, the two dukes, they come together. Hey, what's up, Manigo? I know you control the bank, the World Bank, but we need to get those Israelites. They come down, they will come after you. They are the same people, just different dukes, dukeses, if I'm saying this right. Yeah, those guys always like they will come confederate in a second. All the 12 dukes of Edom, they will come confederates and come after you. Yeah, they become one mind. Just like we got like Negro, Dirty South versus the North, Crips versus Blood, Tupac versus Biggie. We do have it. They have it too. But when it comes to come upon our loin, hey, what's up, man? Chill. Hey, let's go kill those Jacobites. They will do that. They are the same people. Don't believe like the so-called Edomite is a bunch of plain people, a bunch of white people. That's not what that is. They don't all Edomites are not white people. You won't believe like Edomites are. I could be an Edomite. You would never know this. That is why you have certain people right now. They look like you. They are in certain government position. They are against you because they are not you. They are not you. Those people will go against you. They will pass every bills. They will have the police come after and kill you because they are not you. Truly, they know that. It's only us when we were born, they give us a birth certificate. They say you form this family and those are your people. All black people are your people. When those people are born, they give them the name of the family from antiquity till now. And then they say, most importantly, those are your enemy. Do every single thing to put those people in their place. If you don't, you violate the oath, the whole system will fall. And then they pay those people. A lot of those people that look like us, they are not us. They form a different tribe of the children of Esau. Again, Esau has 12, okay? 12 dukes. Each dukes have a specific duty. Some are tacticians, some of are Levites, some of Gadites, some of good with boats, some of it's a copycat thing, okay? Now, they took that part out. Okay, We soon afterward reached Bethany, and then the following, they took that out, from which we had a gorgeous view of the holy city of God, with its lofty temple glittering in the sunbeams like a mountain of architectural silver. Why did they took this out? Because in the Middle East, the temple of the God is nowhere near that place. This they call Bethany. Is nowhere near that. That's why they took that out. Okay. The Tower of Antonia darkly contrasts when its splendor and the citadel of David frown over the wall with a warlike majesty that deeply impressed me. And then they took that following part out. Ah, how could I gaze upon the scene, my dear father, without emotions of awe, wonder, adoration, and gratitude? They took that one out. I drew rein and entreated Rabbi Amos to delay a few moments while I surveyed Jerusalem. Okay? While I surveyed Jerusalem. She was watching the temple. It's so magnificent. It's so beautiful. She said, wow, let me take a moment and then admire this temple. And then he was asking Rabbi Amos question. When you go in the Middle East, that place, when you go to the temple, you're like, what the hell? What is this? My daughter can build a better Lego black thing with the Lego things. When you look at this thing, what the hell is that? Who built these things? People coming on a little wall, say a little prayer on their little paper. And then they hold it that paper like a drink, and then they put it in like a little a little cut spot in the wall. They pray in there. You're like, this is not impressive. What the hell you people are doing over there? Some dude go to that wall. I'm a car, I'm a horse. Her wife left me. She gotta come back home. What the hell you guys are doing? What is this? This is not impressive at all. Why are you people banging your head in this thing? If you want something to be banging your head, call old man, call your boy Big Levi. I have a trash can here, a trash can later. I lift it and hit you in the head with all my might, and you will not need to hit your head in this wall. I will put you down. Call Big Levi, your homeboy. I'll do this for free for you. She didn't see none of this garbage. You remember when you are watching those things, they never describe about people hitting their head in a wall and then praying, hitting head, and praying, kissing the wall. Some dude like that dude like pelvic thrusting the wall. Like, what the hell is going on here? Why you guys are doing this? None of this garbage. You never seen this in any book. That is because what they are telling you, the land over there, that's not what that is, brothers. They took that part out, okay? They took that part out. I drew rein and entreated Rabbi Amos to delay a few moments while I surveyed Jerusalem. Look at that's what survey mean, to examine, to look, to describe. This is her describing Jerusalem. And then they took that part out, okay? They took the next part out. Which familiar as it might be to him and all the rest of our cavalcade, was new to me. Okay, it was really new to her because she was born in Egypt and raised in Alexandria. Excuse me. But they put that part in, but he was too far ahead to hear me. And then they took the next part out. For I had already been lingering for some seconds, and the centurion riding to my side stopped respectfully with a portion of his command and say he would await my leisure. I could not but thank him for his civility, and then turning to the city, I was soon lost to all else but the awful contemplation of it. Okay, so now she said, in the midst of her admiring the city, and the party that was with her actually left her, and she was admiring the city, walking around, look at things and stuff like that. And then the woman centurion came in and then and be next to her and say, I'll be here, I'll be next to you, and make sure that everything that you're doing is good, and make sure you're safe. And then she said, okay, well then good. She said, I admire his civility, because these Gentiles, he's not like any kind of Gentiles. He's one of those dude. He's weird. Okay, he's weird. Um, so Irresistibly, I gaze, as I gaze, they took that out. They took that part out. Irresistibly, as I gaze, I went back in memory to the time when our father Abraham was met before its gates by Melchizedek, his king, who received regal homage for him. So she's looking at the city, and she's go back in time. She's daydreaming how she saw Abraham. Okay, when Abraham met Melchizedek or Melchizedek. Remember, when Abraham, in multiple books that we read, brothers, there are many stories of Shem, aka Melchizedek, and then all those that. So we have to bring the knowledge together. You pick what's work well for you. In the book of Joshua, when Abraham go after the king of Elam, and him and 300 or 400 men, Abraham kicking ass, man. Abraham was like 99 years old. He went over there and massacred the king of Elam and freed Og the giant. Remember that story? When Abraham, the king of Enoch, the king of Elam, went into Bashan, and then he swagger jacked the giants. He stole everything. He took Og captive and the other giants, and then he took Lot. He went to Sodom and Gomorrah, and they took Lot. So one of them escaped. Two of them escaped. You know who escaped? Og the giant escaped. Og the giant escaped. And Og the giant come to Abraham. He told Abraham, they took your cousin Lot. They took all that he has. They even took my people. And then he was telling Abraham those things, not because he want Abraham to go rescue Lot. He want Abraham to leave so he can have Sarah. All that time he was talking to Abraham, his eyes was upon Sarah. It's like, damn, I'm going to make her my wife. He knew for a fact that Abraham could not survive the king of Elam. The king of Elam was powerful, was the most powerful king. You know why? Because in that time, that was the time of the Elamites, the so-called East Indian ruling. And Abraham, the Most High give Abraham the scepter, he had to take certain kings out. And then he took the king of Elam out. And then when he came back, and then Og was there watching Sarai. Og was like, damn. He's like, there's no doubt Abraham gonna die. And when Abraham die, I'm gonna take her as my wife. If it wasn't for the might of Abraham, because Abraham, brothers, in that time, he was a giant himself. And in the book of the throne of David, it is said that Abraham's tomb is like 9-10 feet tall. Og was really, Abraham was like a little baby in front of Og. Og was like a freaking, Og was like the giant of the giant. But Og look at Sarah, Og say, man, I'm gonna take her. The moment Og literally sent Abraham to his death. That's what he taught. And Abraham went over there and massacred with 400 men. He massacred a whole army. And then brought everything back. Even Og people. He brought them back unto Og. And then he gave them back unto Og. He had no beef with Og, brothers. Remember, our forefather Abraham was a peaceful man. He had dealing with all sort of people. The so-called fishmen, Dogon, Chaldean people, the so-called Centauri people. Abraham had dealing with all of them. He taught all of them. So when Abraham brought it back, that's why she's visualizing, and Abraham getting in the city, riding upon an ass, and then he met Melchizedek. Melchizedek say, all praises to the Most High. He was a great king, a great priest. He say, Abraham, my friend, my era is done. He's the scepter. The Abrahamic era has the Abrahamic era has begun. And then he gives Abraham the scepter. Say, Abraham, I'm out of here. The rest is yours. So that's when symbolically the age of Melchizedek, the age of Shem is done, and then the age of Abraham began. And then now we are in the age of David. We are under the house of David. And then the house of David, that's the house that closed the door. Okay? So we from Melchizedek to Abraham to David. So she's thinking like when she's visualizing when Abraham come back from the war, and then he come to when he come to the place, and then Melchizedek meet him and give him Melchizedek said, look at my dog Abraham. You learned everything well. You took down the king of Elam. Officially now, you are the great king of the earth. Here's the scepter. I'm out. My job is done. and then Shem beam back to the Most High. All right, that's what she's visualizing. Okay, again, brothers, those story, if you haven't been with us, they're gonna confuse you because they're in multiple books. Okay, we read a hell of a lot of books, so it will if it confuse you, give the Most High praises. You're supposed to be confused because that's what those people does. They messed up all our story from the book of remember the book of remembrance of Aki Achi, all the book of remembrance to those book, all of them will make sense once you start reading them. Okay, all right. Met before King Melchizedek. I saw again David fourth. Okay, she's seeing the timeline, she's seeing the era. Give me a second. Drink a little water here. Good. She said, I saw again King David from its lofty portals. Okay, we will assume she means doors. From its lofty portal. They took all this page out, brothers, because they really don't want you to know this. They took all of it out. All of it. Give me all right. She said, I saw David, okay, from its lofty portals of the head of armies to conquer the surrounding nations, all right? And she saw the whole thing that happened in the throne of David. I beheld the splendid trains of Oriental's monarchs, of the kings of the south, the kings of the north, and of Sheba, and the queen of happy Arabia, winding through its pleasant valley and entering into prostrate themselves before Solomon, the prince of wisdom, glory and power, the fame of whose wisdom and grateful filled the whole earth. So she saw Solomon in the vision. She saw Solomon. After David, she saw Solomon. She from Melchizedek, Abraham, David, now Solomon. She saw Solomon, and she saw all the people around the earth, the whole earth. That means Solomon traveled around the whole earth. Solomon even go to that island. Therefore, they call it the island of Solomon. The beloved sister Lisa Cabrera was telling us that this island, the inhabitant, literally gives Solomon the land because Solomon come over there, the great king visit them. Okay, our people used to travel all around the world through the technology that they have, through the ley line, the flying cars, the flying things, all those things, they had those technology. Read the books, brothers. I'm not trying to make things up. Our people visited the earth, and our beloved brother Elder had a great lesson in Solomon and his fleet. Okay, Solomon was like what you're calling the original navigator. Okay, he was a great mariner. Yeah, Solomon was a great mariner of the sea. Solomon was really good. He has a powerful fleet, man. A powerful naval base, man. Solomon was pretty good. He went everywhere around the world. Okay, their ship do not travel like you think on water like this. They use the power of the ley line. Okay, Solomon has a good relationship with the Danites, the so-called Vikings. Okay, all the guys that Solomon had, he raised as the Vikings to travel the earth for him. The Phoenician, our brothers back then, all the Gentiles, when we were ruling, they were really good with us. They never really disrespect us. You know that? The Gentiles did fear us to death. You know why they always come upon us? Because we always effed up when it comes to the Most High. We effed up the law. When we see all those Gentiles bow down unto us, what did we do? We say, we don't need the Most High anymore. Everybody submit. Let us make our own God. And then we mock the Gentiles. And then the Most High sent the weakest Gentiles upon us, the most backward Gentiles to punish us. The Gentiles never really did anything to us because they knew who we are. And the book of Judith, and the fellow tell the others, say, listen, man, you can't come to the children of the Most High like this, man, because the Most High is still in the midst. As long as the Most High is in the midst of them, you can't do them hish. And you have to wait. You know that you have to wait for them to fail and stuff. Again, we told brothers the reason Solomon fell for a piece of cookie, the worst piece. Solomon lift up a lid of a dumpster and found one cookie over there for somehow he wanted it because he could not get enough. How did Solomon get like this? Because David taught him like this. How did David get like that? Because David did not have the time, the luxury to enjoy his wife, the daughter of Saul, because Saul literally traumatized David. Understand, David had married. David never really enjoyed his marriage. He never had any intimate relationship with his wife until his wife was taken by the king Saul and given to another man. So David, when David became king, he realized that all the wives around the world want him, and he wanted them too. He was trying to fill the void that he had. Abigail, he didn't do anything with Abigail. He didn't do anything with Milcah. David's childhood was literally messed up by Saul. So when David he become a sex addict, he has all the other women, all the other Gentiles, the women that will do things that our women like. Is that even possible? You're a woman. How are you able to fit? That's a couch? How are you able to? We sit on a couch. You what? You literally. How did you fit this in there? David would pay those women and then and get them to do things for him because he want to gratify the things that he lost when he married Saul's daughter, and Saul literally he was the king. He took the daughter, the king can do anything, and then give the daughter to another man. And the other man, knew that he was married to David. This man respect David's wife. He never touched her. He never even be in the same room with her. He literally take David's wife and give David's wife his mother to taking care of the mother because the mother was old. And then he sent money over there. He never touched her. And then she go up there for many, many years. She never seen David. When she saw David, she was old. David was old. And then David cried. She cried. Saul literally messed up David. And then when Solomon grew up as a little boy, he saw David having a bunch of women. And then David really didn't tell Solomon anything. That's how Solomon grew up to be a whore, a main whore. He had a bunch of wives, a bunch of concubines. It's not like he had them because he had them. He had them for pleasure. He had them because he had pleasure with them. That's what it was. Yeah, it was a sad thing, brothers. It was a very sad thing, man. That's why Solomon become like this. Anyway, she saw Solomon, okay? Okay, she saw Solomon. So now you got a little bit why Solomon was messed up because and the whole thing the whole thing with the whole situation began with the people. Remember in the beginning with the judges, the people were the one that complaining to the 70 elders. They went to Samuel and keep telling Samuel, hey, like, we need a king, we need a king. Samuel said, you don't need a king. And then in the anger, they provoked the Messiah to anger, and then the Messiah anointed Saul in his anger. The people did all of this. We did this, brothers. Okay? We did this. All right? The whole earth, alas, the whole earth is now filled with the story of the shame and bondage of Israel. This is very important. This is a very important part she said here. This is a very important part. She said the whole earth knew us as king and queens, prince and princesses, and now the whole earth know the story, the bondage of Israel. That means the entire earth knew when the slavery of Israel was going on. If they knew the time of the woman, they knew the time when Christopher Scumbag Columbus came here, when they were shipping our people, taking them from South America and ship them to North America, take them from North America, ship them to Caribbean, take them from Caribbean, ship them to Europe, take them from Europe, ship them to Africa, take them from Africa and ship them here. They knew, the entire earth knew. You see, what you're calling the slavery of the so-called the biggest, the best, the children of the Lord, it could not be done in secret. The entire earth rejoiced when they saw this. They all participated in it. All of them participate in it. But the day cometh, dear father, when she shall lift up her face from the dust and put on a regal garment, and God shall place a crown upon her head, and her glory and dominion shall be without end. This certainly quenched the tears that burst into my eyes as I contrasted the present with the past. Okay, she was making a contrast between the present and the past. Okay. In memory, as I continued to gaze, I saw the armies of the Assyrians and the armies of the Chaldeans, the armies of the Egyptians, and and of Persia and of Cyrus of Greece, and all each in its turns encompassed the holy city. Okay, she saw all our captivities. The Assyrian, the Persian, the Greeks. She saw all of them. All those kings that came in and took our people. She saw all of them. And conquering, even though God dwelled therein in the mysterious fire of Shekinah. But the prince of YAHAWAH in a city or a heart will not save it from the foes. If the city of the heart be not with God, and we know that the prophets, that the heart of our fathers were far from God, and therefore were they delivered up to their enemies to be scourged. She said this. She said this. The hearts of our people, the prophet, were far from the Most High. Our people have self-interest. The moment they start ruling the world, everybody bound to them, and they start doing scumbag stuff, they forget about the Most High. They forgot about the Most High. They chill. They made their own God. They make the Gentiles worship those stuff. We did a lot, brothers. We did a lot. Okay, because of the freaking 2/3 that are in the midst of us. Okay. Oh, my dear Father, that our people of today will learn the fearful lesson of the past, teaching them. She said, hopefully our people today will learn the lesson the fearful past teaching them. We never did. Till this day, we never did. We never did learn that thing. Till this day, our people still out there doing well. Again, like I said, those are not our people. Till this day, we never learn. A very small amount of us learn this. Okay, they cut all of that out, brothers. Okay, this is the part that they put. You should see Rome, said the centurion, who had watched my emotion evidently with surprise. It is a city of grandeur unequal. It will convert 6 times more space than the city, and it contains 365 temples, while Jerusalem contains but one. There is no God but one, I answer impressively. We believe that there is one God, who is the another of greater multitude of lesser gods, that each of their erect a temple. So they put that in there, and then the rest of the story that we talk about, they took all of it out. So the people won't make the connection. They took all of that out. So now, while she's watching the city and she's saying those things, and the woman centurion approached her and said, this is nothing. You should see Rome. You see, Rome is like 2 times bigger than the Jerusalem. And then in Rome, we have 365 temple. While over here in Jerusalem, we only got one. We have 365 temple for each God for each day. And then she said, but there is only one God. You say, yeah, I know that. We women know that. But this God is like the supreme one. There's a lot of them under him that are the lesser one. They meant to say the angels. That's why they worship the angels. They meant to say the other creature in the heaven that the Most High created. They worship them too, which they shouldn't. And then he's describing Rome to her. And they took that part out. Okay, they took all those part out. Let me see. Hang on. Crap. Oh boy, that's a lot of thing right here. Oh boy. All right, let me move a little faster. They took that out, okay? Upon this touch with piety that one of the noble and mind and person should be so ignorant of the truth, I began to show him the prophets that God was one and that all things were made by him. But he plucked a bosom from a tree which was within reach and said, it is beneath the dignity of the Heavenly Father and stuff like that. So what happened here, that's how the Gentiles, it's the same thing with Abbasis, okay? You see, the Gentiles, give me a second. They took all of that out, okay? They took all of it out. This is what's going on. This guy is a woman soldier. All right. In his country, everything is done outside. Everything is done. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Everything is done. Um, it's it has to be done appearance. They focus on appearance. So now again, brothers, the original woman, all those stuff, we built all those things. Okay, we just lost them. Our brethren were all over. That is why they sent Paul to go in Acts 29, so Paul will see the Druids and all that. Those were the Levites, out of all the people that went far. We were all over the earth. We've always been all over the earth, but not scattered. Now we are scattered. So the woman soldier say, well, Rome has like two big to the city of the Rome is like bigger than Jerusalem, and we have 365 temple, and you guys only have one. She said, well, there's only one but God. He said, yeah, we know about that one God, but he created the lesser God, so the lesser God will create lesser things. She said, how come? And he said, for example, look at this tree. He plucked one of the leaves. He said, oh, our God, the main God, one God, he didn't create this. This is beneath him. He created lesser God to create this. The God that we know, he created the heaven, the moon, and the sun. That's it. Everything that is on earth, for instance, the dust that we walk in, he didn't create this. Another God created that. Era created the sea because they got dirty fish in there. Hephaestus created weapon. He's the god of weapon. That's how they see it. They saw the angels of God. Okay, we don't. So they were discussing the whole thing, and she said, "You poor fool. You don't he. You don't know. It's the Most High created everything. It's just it's the same argument that's going today, brothers, about people telling you God didn't create anything, nature created everything, the big boom created everything, science created everything. Those people will come up and say, oh yeah, well, scientists has created they modify food, they created some corn in a lab. I sit there, I'm like, you silly little monkey, man. They can create anything. They cannot modify any food. They can pervert the food. I keep telling people this. The beloved brother Big Judah released a book, a science book, one of those scientists that came out, and then he literally tell you science can create anything. Do you know how hard it is to create something? Do you know how hard it is to create an apple? You cannot create an apple. Thank you, beloved sister Sophia. You cannot create an apple. You cannot create it a banana. You can't modify and alter it and make a banana out of thin hair. You can't do this. You can't do that. There's a process called grafting. When I was a kid in high school, they used to teach us grafting. When I was a kid, they taught us if we take they take two mangoes. Okay, they take two mangoes, the two seed of a mango. One of them, there's a mango A and mango B, and then they crack the seed of the mango. They took the germ out of them and they fermented them. Okay, and then they took those two germ of the mango and then they put them together and then they wrap them on a plastic. They wrap them with some line. They literally fuse them together and then they plant them. So those two mango trees grew up, and the right side there is, like, for instance, there is the European mango, and the left side there's the African mango, but they grow in one tree. They call this process grafting, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. You didn't create that. You perverted this. And this side of the tree, of the branch, there's the African mango, and then on the side of the stuff there's a Caribbean mango. But when you look at it, it's from it's one tree, because you force those two seeds, you lock them together, and then they grow, and then you call it, oh, I created this. You did not create this. You perverted that. And do you know there is a law? Okay, and there's a law in the book that say you should not be modify the food, not even modify, do not mess up the food. For instance, if you have um That's grafting. That's what that is. If you have the Most High forbid you take corn, okay, you take the seed of corn, the grain corn, and then you take rice. You mix the corn and the rice, you plant them in the same soil. So the corn grow with the rice under it, the rice grow with the corn above it. It's all messed up. Why would you do this? If you take like a couscous and you take rice, you take the couscous and the rice, you mix it them together, and then you threw them in there, and then they'll grow up all mix and match. It's all messed up. You perverted the thing. You didn't create it. And oh, I modified this in the lab. I created this. No, you didn't. You just perverted, and then you squagger jack the whole thing. Okay. So that's what they do. When the fruit is seedless, it's not like they created the fruit. Okay, they perverted the watermelon. The watermelon. So yes, the rice will grow, the couscous will grow, but they will be intertwined, and they're supposed to be separate. Rice grow with rice, couscous grow with couscous, or corn with corn. If you take the rice, you put it in what the hell is this? You're messing everything up. So he said that the like for instance, fruits and vegetable, there's a God that created that. Okay, they call that God Gaia. And she said, no, the Most High created everything. That's the conversation that was going on, brothers. Okay, so you guys bastardize the food. Okay, if you take a grain of apple and a grain of fig, or let's say a grapefruit, a grain of apple and a grain of orange. You take the grain of apple and a grain of orange, you fermenting them, and then you stack them together, and then you wrap them in a piece of plastic. You plant them, and then the apple grow up with the with a freaking like orange stuck into it. It's like, that's what are you doing, man? It's not supposed to. An apple is not supposed to be stuck with the orange tree. You effed up the whole thing, man. That's why they were talking about, brothers, okay? So they remove all of that. They remove all this part, all this conversation. They remove all of them, all right? Page 113. Let me see. Now, they get to the house of Lazarus. So when they get to the house of Lazarus, she noticed that the house is a very humble place, a very beautiful place, it's a simple place. And she met Lazarus' sister, another Mary. Okay, they confuse the hell out of us. And then as women does, and then they get off from the horse, from the mule, and they salute each other. And the men took the charges of the mule, they put them inside, and then they hug, and then they talk. But remember, she is more of an Egyptian than an Israelite. She was born in Egypt, and she was raised in Alexandria. Alexandria is one of the capital city in Egypt. So she met in the house of Lazarus. So she met the sister, and they start talking. And then when she's talking to them, she's noticing, she's starting to see some similarity, and she's describing those people. And this is how she described them. Okay. I had seen the inmates who had come out to receive and gone with my cousin, but on hearing of my arrival, there come out a fair young girl of 22. So the sister of Lazarus was like 22 years old, young woman. Okay, they've come a young girl. That's why they call her a young woman. They still call her a young girl because she's 22. A virgin mean a young girl. She was a virgin. Although even she had children, they call you a virgin back then. A full-grown woman back then, when they literally call you a woman when you're in your 50s, they call you a woman. That's when you're fully matured. They call you a woman. Anything below 50s, you're a virgin. You're a maiden, which means a young woman. You're not that you're not a full-grown woman. You think you're full-grown, but you're a young girl. You're a virgin. You are not sexually inexperienced though, but this is the name. That's why in the book they said a young virgin will carry the Messiah. That has nothing to do with sexuality. That has nothing. You were like, oh well, he was like, which has no man. That has nothing to do with this. They just told you that a young girl of 22. And to us, a 22-year-old woman is not a girl. When we say young girl, we thought they were talking about like 8 years old, 9 and 10, 12. No, a young girl just literally mean a virgin. That's what that means. Okay, a maiden, which mean a virgin, not sexually inexperienced. A virgin can have 6, 7 kids, children. A young woman, but she has like 6, 7 children. Okay, that's what that is, okay? A young virgin can have 6, 7 children. Oh, Mary, Mother of God, Virgin Mary. No, it just means she was a young woman. That's what she was like in her 20s. She was 22 or she was 16 or 17. She was a young woman. That doesn't mean she was sexually inexperienced. Church make everything, oh, sex is so disgusting. That's not what it says. When you're reading the other book, you're like, well, a young woman, that's a virgin. That's what they call it, okay? All right. So there's come a fair young girl of 22 with the most amiable expression of affectionate welcome and approaching me while mingle respect and love. She embraced me while Rabbi Emmaus pronounced our names to each other. So it was custom, it was the mannerism, it was the custom when two tribes meet each other, everybody introduced by the priest. So she met this young girl, this virgin that came in. So this virgin met them. She was smiling, and then she's like, "Welcome." And then Rabbi Amos said, "This is Adina, the daughter of this and that. This is this and this, and those are the two Gibeonite slaves and stuff like that." They were introducing them, and she looked at that woman, and then she like, she looked very, she looking at like, what? She looked like me, but a lot better. She's more joyful. Okay. And then I felt when she hugged her, she said, I felt immediately as if I were in a sister's arm. She said the moment she hugged her, she said she felt she's in a sister's arm because they were from the same tribe. And then through the book, you'll see what tribe she come from, okay? And that I should love her always. Next come forth a young man about 30 years old, 30s of age. A young man, brothers, back then, that's why they didn't respect John the Baptist. They didn't respect YAHAWAH because they were in their 30s. Okay, Caiaphas was in his 60s, 70s with his white dreadlocks. He was in 80s and stuff. He is what you're calling a man. I ain't gonna have any young men coming over there. You 30 years old, you still young. Right now, you're looking at a 30-year-old man, you're like, oh, good Lord, look at you, man. You don't have any mirror in your house? 30s are the whole beat up. So she met another young man. So again, when they start considering your full-grown men or full-grown woman when you're in your 50s and 60s, that's why Abraham had Isaac when he was 99 years old. But they didn't eat the garbages that we're eating right now. So she saw a young man about 30 years of age with a countenance of exceedingly interesting expression, full of intellect and goodwill. So this young man looked very intelligent. He looked very, some people, you can see that, brothers. The moment they appeal, you wow, this man look bright. But some of them, you look like, oh, man, that guy is a dumbass, man. This dude don't know hish. I'm going to start clowning that dude. He doesn't know anything. Some dude can, with their mouth open, mouth-breathing fools. Some of the mouth-breathing scumbag, buck-tooth monster that happy and right in front of you. Say, okay, look at that guy teeth, man. This guy don't know anything. You can see that. You can literally see this. The way that guy dressed, the stuff like, ah, come on, man. This guy put his pants backward. His shirt is backward. His cap is backward. He's definitely backward. Yeah, one of those mouth-breathing scumbags. So she saw this dude. She literally said, whoa, this young man is built. He is well-respected. Toward his face, you can see he is full of intellect. All right? And he was pale and habitually thoughtful. So he was thinking, he was always thinking. Even though the people here, you can see in his face that he's thinking about something else. Okay, habitually thoughtful, but fine, friendly, light beam in his dark, handsome eyes as he extended his hand to welcome me. So it is called, protocol formality when you met a woman. Okay, back then you extended your hand to her and she gave you your hand. You shake her hand, or when it's the royalty, you kiss the hand as a sign of respect. Highly would make this thing as a sign of love. A woman kiss. No, men kiss. Remember when David met Saul, he kneeled in front of Saul. Saul gave David his hand and he kissed the ring. This is a sign of respect. That has nothing to do with love. When you see a man kissing a woman hand, that's just like another man shake another man hand. Another man give another man dap. That's what that is. Hey, what's up? Yo, what's up, Negro? What's up with you? We're good. That's nothing. Hollywood make it so that if you give a woman flower, that's romantic. In antiquity, that has nothing. During the Feast of Jubilee, our women were walking around giving men flower. Men were giving women flower. Men were giving men flower. Women were giving women flower. It's just as you going somewhere, people give you a bottle of water. That's all. Yeah, that's all that is. That has nothing to do if this you give this woman flowers and this woman is the wife hate flowers. She'll choose chocolate over flower in a heartbeat. She despises flowers. Some women I know they like flowers. That's a cliche. Buy me a freaking burger or buy me some food. They're like get me a cake. The wife will choose chocolate over flower like in a heartbeat. All praises to the Most High. But that's what it was, brothers. That's what things was back then. It was a courtesy. That's what it was, brothers. That has nothing to do with love or anything like that. So anyway, you have already had a full description of him, okay? A full description of him and his character in one of my former letters, and need not to be told that it was a son of your friend. Okay? All right? It was the son of your friend. So this dude that she's describing, 10 o'clock. Oh, wow. Today is like, oh, no. Wait. What am I doing? No, today is Wednesday. I thought today was Thursday. Okay. There you go. All right. So let's see where we were. So this guy is the son of one of the father's friend. So they all know each other. Everybody know each other, brothers, okay? At the threshold, Martha, the elder sister, now there's a sister, okay? Martha, elder sister, met me, but with more ceremony, and made an apology for receiving into the lowly dwelling the rich heiress of Alexandria, as she termed me. Okay, so Martha, the elder sister, okay, she came in and then they do a little she bring food and stuff like that. She say, "Oh, welcome, heiress of Alexandria," because she was born in Alexandria. She's not from Jerusalem, okay? And she came in and then she sit down and then they are talking about, and then they are acquaintances, okay? As she turned me, but I embraced her so affectionately that this feeling passed away instantly. I was much struck with this whole family. Each member of it possessed attractions of a peculiar kind, and in all three, I seems to have found true sisters and a brother. And she said, like, When she met the family, she felt like she found two sisters and a brother because she doesn't have any sister, any brother. She doesn't have that. Okay. But when she met them and she like she said, I find like a sister, two sister and a brother. She felt like I'm at home. I feel like I'm connected to those people. Martha busied herself at once to prepare refreshment for us, okay, getting them drinks and all that, and soon set before us as frugal but agreeable repast, more than we desired. So they make a big feast, okay, for them when they got there. For we all insist that we needed nothing and we had not been long in the saddle, okay. So they said, no, you guys don't need to do this. We just ate stuff. They said, nah, let's cook for you guys. So they made a bunch of food. Mary, in the meantime, and Lazarus sat at either side of me and asked me many questions about Alexandria. So Mary, her cousin, and Lazarus, we don't know which Lazarus it is yet because they put a lot of things in it. And Lazarus just sit there and they're asking her, how is Alexandria over there in Egypt? Do they have this? Do they have that? Is it true people ride their mule backward? Alexandria, and particularly if I have ever seen their father's tomb. You know what that is? Their father's tomb. And when I told them that at my father's request, I had kept the flowers fresh about it, they both pressed hands and thanked me so greatly that tears in my own eyes answered to their tears and theirs. So the friend of the father, he died in Egypt and then he was buried there. And times on time, Adina went over there and put a flower there and keep the flower fresh. And then when they heard this great news, they cry. They shake each other's hand, they cry. They thank Adina for keeping the tomb and stuff. How shall I describe to you the loveliness of the person of Mary? They took all of those things out, brothers. They took the entire, they take those 2 pages out and the new thing. They took all of them out. All right, they took all of them out. Now this is the part they put in there. The person of Mary, yet not so much perfection or feature of the soul which animates quiet them and lends them a charm that I cannot adequately convey to you. They leave that in there. And then they took the entire part out. They took this part out. They are describing, listen, when they are describing, when she's describing Mary, all right? We don't know, we still don't know which Mary she's describing. Okay. This is what she said. Her eyes are that remarkable color seldom seen among our people. And when it is, it has a richer and more cerulean tone that it found in the azure eye natives of the north. So she said, when I look at Mary, and she has the eyes of our people, she has the beautiful eyes that is known to our people of the north, okay, specific tribe of the north. All right, they are as blue as the skies of Judea and yet possess all the starry torrid splendor of the eyes of the Hebrew maids. Her hair, which is soft golden brown, it is worn on knot and wavy masses about her superbly wahoulded neck. So she has giant tresses of hair, like giant braids of hair. Her hair is serene and confiding, and she has so little heart of that she lets you read all the secrets of her pure soul and summer heaven of the sweet eyes I have spoken of. There is an indescribable pensiveness about her that is most touching and the same time pleasing. She gave the same description that Sesostris gave when she met Miriam, the sister of Ramesses. When Sesostris met Miriam, he said, this is Ramesses with a freaking wig, man. You take this woman, you cut her hair, she's exactly like Ramesses. He said, oh, well, I guess all Hebrews look alike. But little did he know, Miriam was actually Moses, aka Ramesses' sister. So she's looking at yeah, he was like, damn, he was like, this woman looked just like Ramesses. He said he was writing to his father, say, Daddy, cut off this woman hair, she'll be Ramesses. They look like the same. He said the same thing when he met Aaron. He said this is Ramesses right there. This is a little bit older version of Ramesses. And then again, when he met Moses' father, he says, this is Ramesses in 80 years. The moment he saw, he had the same thing with Amram. When he met Amram, he said, this is Ramesses in 80 years. He said, I guess all Hebrew look alike. He didn't know. That's exactly what she's seeing here. And they took all that part out. This is the part that they left here. Martha, the oldest, is one more lively disposition, yet more commanding in her aspect. Okay? Martha was the oldest. Being taller and almost queenly, her eyes and her hair are jet black. Okay? The former mild and beaming with intelligence, like those of her brother Lazarus, whom she resembled. Okay, Martha is the older sister. She's a little bit taller. Her hair and eyes, everything is jet black, and she looked like Lazarus. She seems the most like intelligent, so to speak, but she looked exactly like Lazarus, her brother. She has a whining voice and a manner that leads you to feel strong confidence in her friendship. She seems to take the whole management of our entertainment upon herself. So Martha was the older, she was much more in charge. Okay, she was the one, when she talked to you, she give you confidence. And then the next part, they took the next part out. This part, they put that part in, and then the next part, they took that out. Which the quieter Mary. Why? I told this person I'm going to be busy. Give me a second. Oh, oh, okay, all right, all right. Oh, that was my mother. I don't know why it came out wrong number, but anyway, which the quieter Mary left to her. Mary was quieter than Martha. Martha was the oldest. Mary was the. You don't know which Mary they're talking about, man. She already have a Mary with her. She came with another Mary, and then she met another Mary. Mary left to her as if mad, of course, preferring rather to talk with me about the land of Egypt, where our fathers were so long in bondage, and about which all our young men, our young people in Judea, have such an awful idea. So our people, when they met Adina, they keep asking Adina question about Egypt. They keep asking question because Egypt left a disgusting taste in the mouth. Egypt left like a horrible taste in the mouth of in the mind of the Hebrews. They keep asking, "What about is it by any mean, any by chance? Did they still make our people walk over there, slavery and all that?" She's like, "No, they don't do that." I said, Does the Egyptian remember?" They keep asking them questions. Okay, so all of those things. Mary asked me if I was not afraid. She said, are you scared to live there? Because our ancestors survived there for 430 years. They were in bondage for like 100 and something. Are you not afraid of the Egyptian? Can you sleep in the midst of those people? And then she asked her, have you ever seen, now they took that part out. There's a reason. She asked, have you ever saw the tomb of the pharaohs? And if the 70 pyramids of the Nilus were not the work of our forefathers, the 70 pyramid that they built by the Nile, by the Nilus, were the work of our forefathers. Our people built 70 pyramid for the so-called Egyptian. When you go to the Nile over there in Egypt, that they're telling you Egypt, you won't find 70 pyramid lined up by the Nile. You won't find that. It doesn't exist over there. So they had to take that out. You won't find the 79. But if you go in South America, near the Amazon and certain river and the Yucatan River, you will see the pyramids are built by the rivers. And he said, ain't that the work of our forefathers? Because every time our people hit the Egyptian, they got a very bad idea. It's like, yo, you people did our people wrong. They never forget this. So they took that part out, okay? Again, this book was released even before they had that modern day Egypt in 1851. They didn't have that Egypt. That Egypt that you know right now came out in the 1900, late 1900, okay? Okay, they took the pyramids out. Lazarus conversed chiefly with Rabbi Amos, who questioned him with much interest about the prophet John of the wilderness, to whom you will remember I wrote you Lazarus has paid a visit. So John, Lazarus and Rabbi Amos, they're talking about John because Lazarus been around John and he's been around a certain other fellow. So they are like talking about John the Baptist and stuff. After our repas, after our dinner, our food, Martha showed me 3 beautiful bands of embroidery, which she was working for the new veil of the temple to be put up next year for the sisters live by working needlework of the leaves by working needlework for the temple. So when they finish eating, remember it's the same thing. When you watch, they said this story is just like the story of Sesostris. Miriam was a papyrus writer. Miriam had an exquisite handwriting. Miriam can write with both hands, and she can write while she's watching everything. While she was talking to Sesostris, writing with 2 hands, and she was talking, and she never made one mistake. Martha, she made embroideries, okay? She make clothes and stuff like that. That's how they live. That's how they make money. That's how that's how they survive. And Lazarus, guess what? This is Lazarus' job, all right? Understand this. And Lazarus, they cut that out. Okay? They cut the whole thing about Miriam, about Martha and stuff like that. They cut that out. But they leave this. Lazarus makes copies of the law and Psalms for the priests. Now you understand what tribe they are talking about here. Lazarus made copy for the laws and the Psalms for the priests. The priests didn't even write anything. They were lazy. They were out there gang doing stuff. But this Lazarus was the guy that was copying the laws, the Psalms, the entire book of Psalms for the priests, because he was a true Levite. They know that. He was a true Levite. The guy that was in the temple, they weren't true Levites. I mean, they were Negroes they put in there, the woman put in there. They learned certain things and then, yeah. Lazarus, brothers, listen, the next part is very important. Lazarus made copies of the law and some for the priest. Now, why would the priest hire Lazarus to do this? A scribe at home. And the Most High never ordained this. The Most High never say, give all the work of the Most High when it comes to the temple, the Levites have to do this. Yet those guys hired Lazarus to do this stuff. Just like in the temple, on the pillar of fire, the people hire Miriam and Aaron to do the temple work because they knew certain tribe have certain things into them. He showed me his copying table and the walls upon it, some partly done, some quite complete. He also showed me a copy of the book of Isaiah. Now, brothers, understand this. The book of Isaiah being copied, rewritten, written in thousands, probably 1 million times by different writer. And Lazarus was one of them. He showed her some of the laws that are complete, Some of them are incomplete upon his copying table. And then he showed her some of the copy of the book of Isaiah. Lazarus was a well-learned man. Lazarus was well-learned. He was a good Levite. Oh, it gets better. He also showed me a copy of the book of Isaiah, which he had just finished and which had occupied him 107 days. He took the brother 107 days to copy the book of Isaiah. Now, why would the priest have some random dude named Lazarus, copy the book of Isaiah for them? There's a reason for that, and this is the reason. Another incomplete copy was thrown aside and was destined to be burned. So she saw another copy by the table that Lazarus threw away. And then it is destined to be burned. Why? Because he had made a mistake in forming one letter, for if an iota be added too much, the work is condemned and burned. So strict are the priests that perfect and immaculate copies of the law, and none others shall exist. All praises to the Most High. Because no mistake tolerate. No, and I'm not talking about mistake. I'm talking about a letter, brothers. For instance, the letter A, he made the letter A, okay? But in the letter A, when he made the A, the line did not fully cross the other side. Not even a little iota. The A, he made the A, and the pen probably went a little off. The A looked a little like flawed A. The whole copy is done. He had to be burned. Imagine, brothers, you spend 107 days copying a book. At the end of the book, while you are putting something and the cap jump into you, and then you made a mistake, the A just go a little bit haywire, then all those 107 days, you're going to have to throw that away and begin again. How strict those people were. This is how strict the law was. This is how precise the Messiah was. Yes, pinpoint accuracy, man. It had the work of the Messiah have to be perfect. In certain book I was reading when I was in elementary or high school, it is said every time the Levites going to write the name of the Messiah, they wash their hands 3 times just to write the name of the Messiah. And the other book we learn, in the book of the Throne of David, we learn that the name of the Messiah, they didn't even write it. They put stars or dash. Why? Lord forbid they wrote the name of the Heavenly Father by the way that they know it in the papyrus and the paper, and they give it to you by your negligence. The piece of the paper fell on the floor, and one of you step on it. That's why today I was walking and I stepped in one of those envelope, and it quickly remind me of the Lord, and I take my feet away from it. I pick it up, and then when I looking at some old insurance garbage, I'm like, oh, all praises to the Most High. That was not some Bible or anything like that. Woe unto you! You step upon a papyrus that had the name of the Most High on it. Woe unto you! Every single thing has to be perfect. If you put a comma where that comma wasn't supposed to be, redo the whole thing. And remember, brothers, we didn't have computers and typewriters back then, man. Everything has to be done by hand. Everything has to be perfect because it's the word of the Lord. Guess what? When those guys are reading, they got Spirit of the Lord upon them. They never made any mistake, brothers. It's the Gentiles that always take hish out of our stuff. See how many times they even violated this. They took that out, brothers. They took that out. They're rewriting our record for us. They took that out. This is a grievous thing here, man. Let me read this again. Another incomplete copy was thrown aside and was destined to be burned because he had made a mistake in forming one letter. One letter. For if an iota be added too much, the work is condemned and burned. So strict are the priests that perfect and immaculate copies of the law, and none others shall exist. Mary also showed me a beautiful embroidery foot tablet, which the wife of Pilate, which she was last from Caesarea ordered for herself. So the wife of Pontius Pilate, the women of the Gentiles, they always have a better relationship with our women. Remember, Queen Amensi, she literally changed the law for all women. She said the women shall not do any heavy work. She said the women can gather the straws and taking care of the children, nothing more. And if anybody raised their hand upon the women, they shall die. But they never listened to the queen. They were beating our women, and then they were making the women doing heavy work. So the wife of Pontius Pilate, she ordered one of those stuff for Martha, okay, one of those embroidery. I shall not receive coins for it, said Mary, but presented it to her, for she has ever been very kind to us. And when last year she and the procurator Pilate, her lord, come up from Caesarea to Jerusalem about the time of the Passover, she says she's making this for the wife of Pontius Pilate. We didn't even know Pontius Pilate had a wife. I thought that guy liked little boys, and he was heavily into sheep. So he had a wife, apparently. So the wife came in over there. The wife, they made the wife a beautiful embroidery thing. One of beautiful crap clothes women are making back then, and they will give it to her for free because she's been very well. She's been very very good unto them, because last year she came during the Passover. She made a good gesture upon them, unto them. All right. Okay. All right. We got two more pages, then we're done. Okay. Sent to her also physician to heal Lazarus. So guess what, brothers? That's what, brothers, we have to understand that the Most High do those things because this is his will. During the Passover, Pontius Pilate wife sent a physician. They don't call them doctor back then. They call him a physician. He sent a physician unto Lazarus to heal Lazarus because Lazarus was sick. He was very sick. He almost died. They had to send a physician. Back then, not everybody can afford physician. Or you know that very well during that 400 people in the pool. Those 400 invalids, they could not afford the doctor. They had to wait for Raphael. And guess what happened in that damn pool? We really don't want to bring that back. So Pontius' wife, Pilate, she sent, a physician to heal Lazarus. What was making Lazarus sick? Sent on household physician to heal Lazarus, who was taken sick from over much confinement to his task. The work was killing Lazarus, man. The working for the Most High can literally kill you. And some of us are stubborn. We'll take no break. We are like that. Lazarus was one of us. Lazarus was working for the Most High so hard, he almost died. He never really eats. He never really go outside. He was spending day. Brothers, can you imagine you spending 2 years sitting at a table? You barely get up. You barely, when you go to sleep, you fall asleep on the table. When you wake up on the table. You have to do the work of the Lord. Yeah, the beloved brother Big Judah, he had the same problem. When I started, I had the same issue. I have to release 2, 3 videos a day. I have to do a lot. And the Most High said, "Come down, slow down." Sometime he told me, "Rest, my son, rest." It can literally kill you, brothers. Look at the beloved brother Eldeah 5 years ago, and look at the brother now. You all right, baby? All right then. Okay. Look at the beloved sister, Lisa Cabrera. Tell me one day you really never seen a video from her. The sister been doing this for 6, 7 years, nonstop videos, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos a day. The work can literally kill you. The sister was sick back in 2016 or 2017. The sister had a bronchitis because she was working too much, putting all this information out there. The work of the Most High can literally kill you, brothers. It's the truth. Until the Most High tell you, slow down, take a break. And it really hurting your marriage, man. Your wife see that you always at some computer talking to people, you barely, she has to come and check on you, make sure you got, the Most High give me a plain wife. All praises to the Most High. If any wife if it was any other wife out there, and then they're like, this man never give me his time, he always about that Most High stuff, she would have left, which I would have no any problem with this because I'm married to my work. That's right. Sabbath is a slow down day. That's all it is. But brothers, when it comes to the work of the Most High, brothers, we cannot. It's just something in me. I just can't stop. I'm like, the people gotta know about this. They have to know about that. And I learned to obey the Most High. I learned to obey the Most High. Lazarus almost died, brethren. Yeah, that she did fall asleep doing couple of life because the sister have to put the work out there. And that's why sometimes when I'm praying, I ask the people, did I fall asleep? It felt like I fall asleep there. Sometimes I say a word, I'm like, what the hell? Why I say this word? And I say another word because I was asleep. Lazarus almost died because it's confinement to his task. It's no joke, brothers. It's no joke. People think this thing is easy. That's why I told you every time I come upon her video, the beloved sister Alexa Cabrera, I do not want to copy the video. And I respectfully say I do not like to do this because our people work hard. It's very hard, brothers, to make those videos. People think it's very easy. It's not. It's very hard to make a video. You sit there for 2 hours talking, upload the video, make sure everything is good, checking the comments, checking the stuff. It is. Mom call you? Yes, she did. She late? Yeah, the train got there late, but she's coming though. She wanted me to go pick her up, but since I'm busy. And she's coming. Yeah, she's on her way. She's coming. All right, baby. Thank you. Yeah, all our brothers, all our sisters, they work really hard, brothers. The men that camp out there, they do work hard. You see, the enemy don't work hard like this. He has us working hard for him. Lazarus almost died. If it wasn't for the wife of Pontius Pilate that sent the physician, we wouldn't have certain books that we had because of this. That was the Most High plan. She sent her own household physician to heal Lazarus, who was taken sick from overwork, taken sick from overmuch confinement to his tasks. She knew us only by inquiring who it was who worked the embroidery of the altar mantle, which she had much admired. Okay, she know them by when she went to the temple and she saw a beautiful work, and she said, "Who made this?" And they said, "Those are the sisters of Lazarus, the man that copied, but he's sick." And he said, "Oh well, we take my physician." She sent her private doctor to Lazarus to cure him because of that. Okay. All right. And they took that part out. They took the whole part out. Okay. This is the part they left in. Okay. This is why they put this part in there. This is what they do right there, brothers. Okay. Seeing upon the table a richly worked book cover of silk and velvet, which the letter IN, and the book and the new book they put JN. And the new version they put JN, and this book that came from 1851 they put IN. What does that stand for? IN, JN. You will see. Seeing upon the table of richly worked book covered silk and velvet with the letter IN, but in the book they put JN. Okay. Embroidery and olive leaves upon it. I asked her, is that it's being so elegant was not for the high priest? And she saw the piece of cloth, the piece of work. She said, "This is beautiful. Is that for the high priest? This is only the high." Again, the high priest made it know that, hey, Negro, I am Caiaphas. I supposed to dress the best of the best. Damn it! If one of you scumbag, I see one of you guys a little, just a little, dress like me. Oh, you really don't want to do this, man. And then she asked, "Is that for the high priest?" She said, "No, it's not for the high priest." She said, "No." And Samantha, with brightening eyes, speaking before her sister could reply, "That is for our friend and the friend and brother of Lazarus." She said, "No, that's not for the high priest. That's for our friend, the friend of our brothers, Lazarus." Now we know this Lazarus is the scribe. You see, they didn't call it Lazarus, the Levites in the good book. They call him Lazarus, the scribe. You wouldn't know that Lazarus was a Levite until you read this. At least I do. I didn't. Even the good book, they said the beloved brother was a Levite. I missed that. Okay. I said, "No, this is all." He said, "What is his name?" I asked. She said, "Jesus of Nazareth." You know why? The letter J did not existed back then. Where the hell they get that Jesus? The letter J did not existed prior in that time. It was IN, EU source of Nazareth or whatever that was. Yep. They swagger jack, they put the J. That's why they put JN, so we wouldn't know. Wait a minute, they say IN. How come I stand for Jesus? You see, those people lie pretty much in everything, brothers. They lie in everything. You cannot trust them. Okay. In the good book, they put JN. You say, "Oh, JN stands for Jesus of Nazareth." But originally in this book, it say IN. Jesus of Nazareth. I heard John speak of him. Save my cousin Mary with animation and appealing to me. Remind me how John and repeating that Lazarus has spoken to him and his friends with Nazareth, which I have written to you. I should feel happy, added my cousin, to know him also. Now, when she say I heard John talking about it, they put that in purpose here. So you would know it was John the Baptist. It wasn't John. It wasn't that John. That's why they call it John the Baptist. Back then, if you come, you say John, 100 men will turn around. What is it? No. John of Florida. Yeah, there's 7 of us here from Florida. John from Backwater, Back Place, Florida. This is me. There you go. Bucktooth John, come here. There are so many John over there. That's how you have to get John the Baptist, John of Arithmia, John of this, John of that, Mary of this, Mary. It was a very common name. And they purposely leave it like this. So you say, oh, John the Baptist was talking about Jesus of Nazareth. No, it wasn't. It was the other John that met with Lazarus. Lazarus was telling him about Jesus of Nazareth, so to speak. And this is the part they took out, brothers. Okay? And from what I've heard of him, said I, it would be indeed a pleasure to see him. The two sisters listened to us with pleasure, and Martha said, they took that out. Martha said, if you had been here a few days ago, you would have seen him. He left us after being with us 3 weeks to go to Nazareth again, but he requests to meet Lazarus at Bethabara. But he requests at Bethabara on the 3rd day from this for some important reason, and my brother will go, for he loves him, so that he will cross the sea to meet him. Okay. Thank you, beloved sister Chuayo, for visiting us and bring us peace. The family is doing all right. We were just in the midst talking about the sister, and there she is. All praises to the Most High. That's how the Holy Spirit communicate. Okay. So, beloved, and he said, "Oh, this is for that fellow Jesus of Nazareth." He say, Jesus? Yeah, he say Yahushua. And so he say, he's the friend of my brother Lazarus. If you were there 3 days earlier, you would have seen him because he was there. Okay. We are going, so we are going to see him. He's going somewhere in 3 days. He made it imperative to Lazarus to meet him there. So Lazarus say, whatever it is, he's going to see him. No matter what, he's going to travel over there and see him. If you want, he can, women do that all the time. He didn't even ask Lazarus, hey, you want to come to my cousin? He said, well, if you want, my brother can drop you there for free. I despise when my sister do this. She got her friend coming over, or the wife. She didn't even ask me, oh, don't worry. That's like 2 hours away. My brother can drop you there like right now. He used to be a truck driver. It's like 2 hours is nothing for him. Like woman, you didn't even ask me. I don't even like those people. Well, whatever. You already put me in this hot water, so I'm gonna get myself out of this. So the sister say, "Oh, hey, yeah, don't worry. Our brother will just take you over there, and then he will just go over there with you." And then Lazarus was like, "Oh, come on, man. I didn't even. Okay, whatever. So whatever you say, man." So he said Lazarus loved the brother so much that he will cross the sea for him. Okay. All right. Then say Rabbi Amos to Lazarus, if you are to journey to so soon towards Jordan to meet your friend, you had best join our company and share our escort. Okay. So to this Lazarus, after some consultation with his sister, consented. So Lazarus had to go ahead and then talk with the sisters. Like, come on, man. I didn't want to go with those people. Like, you have to go with them. She's one of our sisters. She came from Alexandria. So you're gonna let that? She from all the way from Egypt. And then you say you're not gonna, okay, all right, damn it. I'm gonna go with her. All right, then. They agree. So Lazarus agreed that, she will tell them that Lazarus will take the whole people, go to them. And plus Rabbi Amos, Rabbi Amos tell them like, hey, Lazarus, man, you better take us with us because we got the woman soldiers with us. What if you encounter Barabbas over there? That guy swagger jack his own people. So yeah, you you really don't want to go ahead and do this. Come with us. And then stuff. So they come, they agree, and then they say, okay, no problem. And Lazarus content. What an happy family, thought I, is this. The sisters happy in each other's love, the brother happy in theirs, all three united as one in the purest affection. And yet a fourth is aside to the circle, whose love for the three is equal to theirs for him. Humble in station, poor and dependent upon the labor of the hands of their daily bread, yet the household is on that the kings might envy, and which no gold or jewelry could purchase. Could purchase. All praises to the Most High, man. All praises. She said, "What a happy family! The sisters, they love the brother. The brother loved the sisters. They're also happy, and they consented. There is no quarrel going on." And she said, the love that I'm seeing going in this family, the king of the earth will pay great amount of money. They cannot purchase this love. Although those people are poor, they are humble and they are truly happy. Technically, money cannot buy you happiness. All praises to the Most High. That's what she said here. They took that out. Okay, they took that out. All right, we got. Let me see. All right, we got one more page, then we're done. They took that out, brothers, okay? And then this is what they put. I left this blessed abode of fraternal friendship with regret and felt that I should be perfectly happy if I could be admitted as a fifth link in the reef of this mutual love. And she left the place. She's going somewhere. She said she left it with us. She said, I'm so sad. She said, I wish I was that fifth sister that was in this family. Because she never seen any love like this. She never see any people love. She was raised in Egypt, Alexandria, but she actually met a real family that was Lazarus, the Levite. Even the woman centurion had been struck with the air of peaceful repose reigned there and spoke of it to me as we rode away. So they took that out. Even the soldier, even the Gentile soldier told her, man, what respect the brothers have for the sisters and the sisters have. This is beautiful. The family, they love each other. And then he was telling her that. And they took that out. And then they left this. About noon, we stopped at a caravanserai half the way to Jericho from Bethany. Here we overtook a friend of Rabbi Amos, the venerable and learned scholar and lawyer Gamaliel. So when they were in the route to Jericho to go see John the Baptist, they met in the road a fellow named Gamaliel. Is that what that is? Gamaliel, okay? And then they took the next spot out. He confessed, also ridden to Jordan to have an interview with the prophet, being persuaded to seek an account of an extraordinary dream he had, which he repeated to his friend Rabbi Amos, but not in our hearing. Not in our hearing, but an effect upon my uncle. They took that out. You know why? No dreams. Dreams are bad. You're a witch. Oh, you interpreted dreams? You have a dream? How could you have a dream? The only person that allow to have dream in the church are the pastors. I have a prophetic dreams, and I will tell you what it is. They took that out. They say Gamaliel had a dream, but he didn't tell them he was talking to Rabbi Amos in private. And you know, women, they overheard the dream. They overheard him, okay? Not eavesdropping, but overheard. Upon my uncle excitement, a good deal of my curiosity to know what it was, but it was being studied. It was been studiously silent upon the subject. Okay, so they took all that out, and then finally they left a beautiful part in there. Accompanying him, accompanying him. The lawyer Gamaliel was a young man who was his disciple and who went with him as a companion by the way. His name was Saul. We are getting into good stuff right now. You know, we're done. We literally done. Let me see. Oh, we got one more page and then we're done. We got this page and then we're done right here. Gamaliel, the lawyer, had a dude with him, and this dude was his disciple. Okay, disciple just simply means a follower. Okay, this guy was a disciple of Gamaliel. His name was Saul. Okay, that's not the Saul that we know. Okay, our Saul don't take orders from anybody. Okay, that's a Saul. You will see why the Mosai had to. YAHAWAH had to turn this Saul name to another name. That guy was an ultimate scumbag. Saul was an ultimate backwarded, bucktooth monster. Saul was that scumbag that, when you read the rest of the sermon, they should have killed Saul. They should have killed him. But the Mosai, brothers, he has a plan for everybody. That's why we told you, don't go upon the loin of a brother. Don't go upon the loin of a sister. Don't be questioning a brother out there, questioning a sister. That brother says something you don't like, you give Mosai praises and glory, then you move on. You let it be. You don't know in the future who this guy is going to be. But we don't know this Saul, but they saw. There's a guy named Saul here. And I noticed him particularly because I overheard the venerable lawyer say that he was the most remarkable young man who had ever sat at his feet. So this Saul was pretty smart. And he didn't even introduce himself. They heard Gamaliel say, "Oh yeah, this guy's name is Saul. He's one of my new follower disciple. He's one of the most remarkable young men that ever sit at my feet and learn my stuff and things like that." To learn the mysteries of the law. So that was Saul's job. Saul was sitting there and hearing and learning the law from Gamaliel, a lawyer, a lawgiver, a Levite. This young law disciple and Lazarus were together, okay? And talked long and earnestly by the way, the former thinking that nothing but mischief would come of this new prophet preaching, while the latter warmly defending him and his mission as divine. So Saul was like, man, that John the Baptist in the desert and that wilderness, that Negro, man, yo, he can go shove a living snake up his. Look, that guy is nothing but trouble. I don't believe this dude. He can eat hash all I care. I don't give a If I go over there, I see that guy, I'm going to kick his. That's why I got that trash lady here on my mule, man. Once I get there, if I see this guy say anything, I'm gonna lift that trash lady, then hit him in the head with all my strength and kill him. All right. And then Lazarus was like, nah, he's the real deal, man. He's good. So Saul did not even, brothers, this is a cursed name, man. Saul is a cursed name. That's why YAHAWAH had to switch the name for another. Saul is a cursed name. He already hit the dude without even meet the dude. It's like, that guy is nothing but trouble, dude. Trust me, dog. He's nothing. Now, Lazarus is watching. Like, yo, you didn't even meet that guy. So Saul, like, well, if I meet this dude, man, I'm gonna lift up a pig and drop him on his head, man, and kill him with the pork, man, and literally have pork kill him. Lazarus was like, yo, man, calm down, Negro. When we met him there, whatever. So no, that's another Saul, not our Saul. Our Saul was at least 1,000 years before that. Saul, the ultimate Saul scumbag, was at least 1,000 years before, 1,000 to 2,000 years, so to speak. I don't know, but that Saul was way before. Yeah, talking about like and stuff like that. You already start. Yo, you just met this guy Lazarus, and you started. You make that guy already your enemy. You already talking trash with this guy. You were with a bunch of trash lid. You about to hit people in the head. Come on, man. You riding with a pig to hit people with pig, man. What's up with you, dog? Okay, so say, oh, nothing but mischief will come up in this guy. Ah, man. And then Lazarus said, nah, Negro, this thing is divine, man. Don't say this. You don't know. I know. I study the law. That's why he was arrogant. I study the law. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Precept upon precept. Yeah, whatever, Negro. To their conversation, the woman centurion listened with the closest attention, for Saul was the learned and the prophets, and drew richly from his store to prove that the true Messiah can never be heralded by so mean of a messenger as this preacher of repentance in the wilderness. So Saul was proving he had all kind of laws. Say, look at here, say, see right here in the Bible, he say the Messiah gonna come, he's going to rule. He's not gonna be a repentance in the wilderness scum. Whoever that buck to scumbag monster in the wilderness, that guy is not the Messiah. What it says in this book, and this only book, it is the truth. F y'all, I don't care. I don't give a F. Saul was that scumbag. He was, it's like, I never met a good Saul, man. I never met a guy. That's why I was like, yo, man, I'm going to have to change your name, man. Lose the S, put the P. Listen, man, you have a horrible reputation. That's why that guy Saul had a horrible reputation. All right, he had a horrible reputation. So he always have to prove things by the book, by the book. Those are the guys that study things by the book. They don't study things by the spirit. And we told you the Levites, they already mess up with the book. They purposely tell the people the lies. They hide scriptures from them. They give them that scripture. Say, this is the word of the Lord, man. You got to believe this, man. Anything that come upon this is lies, man. They train them to do that, okay? So, then we move this part, brothers, okay? We're almost done. Saul eloquently drew a gorgeous picture of Messiah's coming and the splendor of his reign, and that angels in heavenly signs and not a wild man in the wilderness with water baptism should prepare the way before him. So I literally disagree. I say, man, that nigga, Yo, if I find that guy in the wilderness, some wild man, some jackass back with his scumbag jackwagon guy in the wilderness doing baptism, when the Messiah is coming, it's gonna be glorious stuff. You know why? Because that's what the Levite give them. They said, when the Messiah come, he's gonna come in the great glory. So they give them our prophecy that's supposed to happen in our time, and then they give us the prophecy that happened in their time. That's why Christians are waiting for this sweet Jesus to come in humbleness, meekness. Oh, I love all of you, and I come here for all of your sin. Come with me. Let's go in heaven. I love everyone. I want to kiss everybody, especially you men coming over there. They give the Christian the prophecy that already passed, and they give in the past the prophecy that's going to happen way in the future. That's what they did. The priesthood of Mahan did this. They paid the Levites. I don't know why the Levites took money. Those guys literally have God's money, you know. A Levite have the treasure of the Most High. They have the whole earth. They don't have any land because wherever they go, if a Levite come to the day night as a Viking, they have to give him some place to. In fact, they would love to have a Levites. That's why when the tribes separate, everybody took their Levites. The northern tribe took some Levites with them. They were the Ephraimite Levites. You got the Zebulunite Levites, the Levites, the Judites Levites, the Simeonites Levites, the Danites Levites, the Asherites Levites, the Naphtalites Levites. Every tribe grab a Levites because everybody like, I have the truth, I have this. But in order for us to connect with the Most High, we'll need the priests. So that's what it was. Okay, so Saul was like, man, this guy's not gonna come over there and stuff like that. You know, some scumbag dude. And oh, wait a minute, where was I? Yeah, no, repentance. They removed that, okay, brothers. At length, at the day close, we came in sight of the walls and towers of Jericho, but succeed in reaching the gates only after they were closed. But the presence of the young centurion caused them to immediately reopen it, and we were at meeting with some hundreds who, having reached the gate after it was shut, now begged and received permission to enter our company. The Most High know what he was doing. At length, brothers, they reached the gate of Jericho. Finally, they made it there. But when they made it there too late. They closed the gate. When they closed the gate of the city, brothers, do you know what that means? You can't get in till the next day. And then you stay outside of the gate. Whatever massacres happen outside of the gate is outside of the gate. What happened in Vegas, stay in Vegas. But if it happened outside of Vegas, which always somehow what happened in Vegas end up in Hollywood. But anyway, so and then because of the young centurion was with them, they're like, oh, sir, sorry, we didn't see you there. Open the gate, lower the bridge, damn it, lower the bridge. And then they lower the bridge and they open the gate. Hundreds of people that were with them come in because the centurion, the Most High, sent them in there, and they all get in with them. Okay. All right, this is the last page, and then we're done. I'm gonna read it, and then we're done. Okay. The next day, we proceed to Gilgal along the road, being perfectly safe. The courteous woman having early the same morning issue from the gates, he hasted to pursue the famous Barabbas, who had the last night attacked a caravan within 4 leagues of Jordan and taking much booty, as well as slain many men. So they reach in the morning, they are heading for Gilgal, but they found out 4 miles away when they were on the road, Barabbas attacked a caravan and he swagger jack everything and kill a bunch of people. And then they say that's enough. They're going to come after that Barabbas fellow. And then they galloping after him. I now write to thee beneath they took that part out, okay? The part that we just read, they took that out. This is the part they put. I now write to thee beneath the roof of the summer residence of Rabbi Amos tomorrow early. And then the next part, they took that. Says a passage which I copy from my journal written there. We are going to Betabara, a little village beyond Jordan, because if you go in there, Jordan over there in the Middle East, you won't find a city called Betabara. You will not find this. That's why they removed this, okay? Beyond the Jordan, but it's banks near which we learn John is now baptizing, he being no longer at the ford of Jordan, where my cousin Mary betrothed John found him and was baptized of him a few weeks ago. So John is no longer at that side of the Jordan. He's a little bit further than that, okay? So they have to go there. And then they took that part out, and then they left. Lazarus has gone on with Saul and the learned Gamaliel, which with many lawyers and doctors and company would desire to see and hear this prophet of the wilderness. With many lawyers and doctors, not a bunch of backwarded, bucktooth, unlearned invalids. There were a lot of learned people there. Okay? So yeah, Barabbas took a lot of booty, man. This guy swagger jacked people. He stole everything that they have. And did, dear Father, they took that out. This whole part, they took that out. Indeed, Father, the advent of the prophet is of a rare and occurrence among us, that the bare idea that John the Baptizer may be true prophet of God has moved the great heart of Israel and stir up curiosity, hope, and marvel in the highest degree ever known in the land. There seems to be one of the subject, but one thought every man says to his neighbor, have you ever heard of the new prophet? Is he Messiah or Elias? So the whole country is talking about John, brothers. The whole country is talking about John. So some people say to their neighbor, have you ever heard there's a new prophet? I think he's the Messiah. But I don't know. Some say I think he's Elias, because the Levites hide the scripture. Our people didn't know anything. They don't know anything, okay? My next letter will give you a narration, my dear father, of what I witnessed at Baftabara, and will perhaps more deeply interest you than anything I have yet written. That the hope of Israel, they cut that out, and then they put may not be, they put not be long be referred, and we receive the Messiah when he cometh in humble faith and honor and love and the prayer. Your affectionate daughter, Adina. All praises to the Most High. Okay, tomorrow, if it, the Most High will take. Tomorrow is Friday. No, wait. Tomorrow we'll take. If the Most High's will take letter 9. Give the Most High praises and glory, brothers. All praises and all glory goes to the Most High. All right. Yay. Give glory and praises unto the Most High. All praises to the Most High, beloved. Yes. 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 You learn a lot today. We learn about the Lazarus family. We learn about the resemblance of the Hebrew race, and we learn that scumbag Saul was in the midst of them. He learned under the feet of Gamaliel. I have no idea what this Gamaliel guy is known in the Bible. If anybody know this, please let me know. Beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike, let the Holy Spirit guide you, man. Let the Holy Spirit guide you. When it comes to book, when you're reading a book, no matter what book it is, the Most High is in the midst. Read the book. All right. A lot of you still have that Christian spirit upon you. It's like I'm asking myself, like, what? How are you? Why people are saying those things? Like, this is this is the most Christian stuff, man. Whatever. But in this book, brother, in this chapter, we learn that in the beginning, she went to the place where Melchizedek, Abraham. We learn about Og the giant. Og wanted Sarai from himself. Sarai was so beautiful. Sarai really didn't want. Our Israelite women really don't want to get out, because men always running after them because they look different from any other women. There's something about them. Okay, that other men, when they see, they like the most beautiful women that they ever seen, their voice have a musical tone in it. And then when you speak to other women, they are so loud, and they're talking to you as if they are arguing, they are screeching, they're talking to you, their voice is shrieking, like they're sending a loud shriek, so you cannot talk to those people. But when you're talking to our men and women, their voices are musical, there's a musical tone, there's like a vibration in their voice. That is why a lot of the people in the hood, when they are talking, and then you can feel in their voice of this person, they are so hood, and there's a shriek in their voice. Those are not our people. And anytime they utter their mouth, it's all profanity and all. You can't even understand what those people are saying. It's wild. That's why it is wild, unpolished. Those people are talking to you like, yo, I don't it's this is not even Ebonics. I speak Ebonics, man. The voice, like certain other people that from certain other place, when they're speaking, they speak, like, yo, why are you yelling? I'm right in front of you. And that person is for real, that person is not even yelling at you. That person having a peaceful conversation. You're like, yo, I feel like, what the hell is this? You like yelling at me. People, when they are talking, you can feel it in their voice. Their voice are beautiful, calm, and then you can feel the spirit in their voices. Certain people, you can read them like books. You can read their spirit. There is nowhere on earth, brothers. A lot of those things that you're seeing on the TV that's been promoted by the enemy, and then they told you those are people, those are culture. No, they're not. No, they're not. So you understand now that the work of the Levites, the so-called Lazarus, the scribe, there's a reason why they call this guy a scribe, but they don't call him a Levite. You would not know, but they call it, he was quote unquote a priest. Why would the priest, excuse me, why would the priest, again, in the Bible, they barely refer to the tribe names. I don't even think you have the rest. They, in the Bible, the most prominent names are the Judites, the Jews, which is all of us are Jews for some odd reason. The Judites, the Levites, and the Ephraimites and the Benjamites. You barely heard of the Zebulonites. You barely heard of the Gadites. I don't think they put any Gadites in the book, in the Bible. I never seen any Gadites or any Massarites, or so to speak, any Issacharites. They really don't put those people. There's a reason why. Because once you start learning, and then you say, wait, those people are here today. They live in the hood with me. A lot of the stuff that they are telling you, though, those people are this, those people are that, they're not what that's not what they are. The Vikings, the Anglo-Saxon, the barbarian, those people weren't barbarian at all. They were learned people. What? The Norse, the Norsemen, yeah, they took a lot of them out. They took a lot of them out. The 12 tribe, you probably heard like 4 tribe, and then the other 8, you really don't heard about them. Okay, so they had a lot of great Judite king, a lot of great prophets, a lot of great things, a lot of great stuff our people did, and you never heard of them. But throughout the book, brothers, we all studying, we all saying those things. Tomorrow's the 29th to 30th. Do I have an appointment tomorrow? 30? Oh yes, I do. Oh crap! I gotta tell my mom. I forgot about all of this. Okay, so yeah, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike, be at peace. Okay, be at peace. All right, just make sure you study and then you pray, brothers. All right, you don't have to watch our videos every day. That's why I know, brothers. Uh, um. Uh, that's why I know the work of the Most High can literally kill you. Some people are trying to catch up with all our videos, brothers. You don't have to. Just acknowledge the video. In one of our videos, we will mention what happened in that video, and we will summarize it. And you really don't have to do this. So tomorrow, brothers, if the Most High willing. Oh, tomorrow. Oh crap! I think I have 2 appointments tomorrow. No, the first. Oh, sheesh. Crap. I have an appointment tomorrow. No. I think I have a doctor appointment on the first, and they're gonna put some stuff in my eyes, and I may not, when I'm doing the prayer, I may not be able to read the stuff because light will be sensitive. I don't know, crap. I may not even go to that thing. I have nothing in my eyes. It's just, I 32 years. I never check my eyes. Apparently I need the glasses to make it easy because I'm reading a lot. So, brethren, be at peace. And Friday night, I am going to go do that sleep apnea study at that place, at the physical place. Okay, so you may not see me Friday night, but I will do the best that I can to schedule a video to be released on Friday night. Okay, um, and then you'll see this. Okay, fast, pray, repent, repeat, brothers. In a few minutes, in a few hours, well, in a few minutes, it will be Thursdays. Okay, yeah. So, beloved, fast, pray, repent, repeat. May the King reign forever. If you don't see me tomorrow, I'm busy with some doctor appointment with my mom and all that. It's been 2 weeks. For some odd reason, all the doctor appointments come in those 2 weeks, man. I haven't working out for 2 weeks. All praises, brothers. Shalom.